Welcome back, everyone, to our video game book club where we are going to finish up part two of Titanfall 2. This is Christian's game, so I'm going to let him take it away.
All right. Yeah, so this is the second half here. So we open up on the mission called the Beacon, and it starts off fading in on BT hiking us up to the interstellar beacon to try and get the word out to the rest of the fleet about the recent discoveries that we made during Effect and Cause. And as we start to get close to the beacon, BT ends up letting us know that there are hostiles surrounding the control hub, where to be able to send out the communication, and that there are militia forces that are inside the building and they are sounding a distress signal. And so the first thing we have to do is clear out all of the IMC robots that are hanging around and trying to bust in the windows, and we get in there. So we clear them all out. We get in there, make contact with the militia forces, and they let us know that the beacon it's completely lost all power, and they need a arc tool to be able to jumpstart it to try and get the power back to be flowing again. But the only one that is working is at the bottom of the substation, and so we have to make our way there. And there's a reason that these militia forces have not been able to go secure this for themselves, and it's because to get to the bottom of the turbine or the substation, you have to navigate some crazy ass fan and turbine platforming puzzles along the wall, or else they will just get. They actually make a comment where he's like, "We've lost a lot of good men trying to get through here already," which definitely says to me that there have been soldiers that have tried to make their way through and then just got blown into the wall with a fan, like broke their leg, broke their arms, and they're like, "Well, nothing we could do about that." And they've just been trying to figure out ways to get over there. So we do that. We get down, get the arc tool, and then make our way back. And we basically use the arc tool to put a new spin on those fan and turbine puzzles, which is now we use the arc tool to power up either like little doors or like little windows that will block the wind so that we can keep moving, or turn off fans entirely so that we can run across them. And dodging all of the electric walls and everything that are along the way there. And then we get back there, and we get back to the main section, and they tell us that we need to use that to jumpstart the core. However, we have to do it quickly because the core is basically shooting out tons of radiation all the time. And if we stay in there too long, we are going to get fried.
Melt.
Yes, and so
Does that happen? Is there like a? I wasn't in there long enough,
Yeah,
but like,
and
is there a
die.
number of if you stay
yes,
in there,
yes,
you
you
will
just
die?
you just wait long enough and you die. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I also did not wait, but I'm just assuming I did.
I
Or
got
you
close.
do.
I felt like it was
Yeah.
fairly generous.
Oh yeah, I mean I think you can go in
Mhm.
there, but like you said, like the sound starts to fade out and everything like that. So I'm
Mhm.
sure that it will kill you. But yeah, so then as soon as we go and try to turn this on, get the signal out, the targeting module for the dish fails right before it can get powered all the way up, and so we need to go and snag a replacement one from one of the replacement dishes off in one of the other like repair bays, like way down, and we can get there by crossing a massive gap that BT decides if he does his best Caleb Williams impression, he will just Hail Mary us across this gap and get us over there.
Fastball
And
special.
yes,
Yep.
and yeah, so we actually the first one, you have a funny thing that you can do where as soon as you land, you can say that you need a new pair of pants, and BT will
That was a
respond and
pretty good
go,
one.
noted. I've let the militia know for the next supply drop that comes from
Fresh pair of pants.
Harmony. Yeah, which is hilarious. But yeah, so then as soon as we land on there, we overhear Blisk telling one of his other little lackeys, Richter, that he needs to come and deal with us before we can fix the dish and call in the troops. And so Richter then says that he's going to send some IMC troops to mess with us and hopefully take us out. And so from here, we're just making our way to the dish, doing these crane puzzles, basically, where we're running up and like we just have to sort of create our own like gap crossings to be able to do the pilot run and jump back and forth and go through there. Mm-hmm. All along having different IMC soldiers and robots to fight along the way. And
I actually, this is after our conversation about this game last time, I realized that like my playthrough was taking so long because I was like trying to hunt for all the skulls and this, that, and the other, or the helmets, not skulls.
Sure.
But I also realized like I
Same
was
thing.
playing this game like like a typical like first person shooter, like a Gears or something. So like I'm running to cover and I'm like shooting people and I'm poking out and I'm killing everybody and I'm taking all those people out. This was
that's
the
just
moment
not
where
this
I
game.
realized you don't have to play this way.
Nope.
So like in this whole section, I was like, well, we're running past literally everyone. And just ran the whole way through.
Yeah,
I
well,
killed
it's
very few people in this
it's
section.
not even just running. It's not even running past everybody. There's a section later that there's a weapon that you can get that kind of opens this up too. But it's
good.
really, yeah, but it's really showing like just the difference in power scale between like the regular people and the pilots, right? So like, you know, you can just run past everybody, but you can also like while you're running along the walls and like you look down and aim. Like you can just smoke all of these people and they cannot do anything to stop you. Like you are, in fact, that's why the game makes you so sort of like squishy if you are just like if you're playing like the way you're describing, Alex. Like you will take damage like a
They want you
motherfucker.
to-
They want you to
Move.
move and shoot.
Movement.
Like that's just yeah.
Bro, the weapon we get later that you'll talk about was hilarious.
The smart
You
pistol.
get
The
a
smart
hold
pistol is
of it.
incredible. Yeah. It's
It
it
one
does
of
not
my
work that way
favorite
in
weapons
multiplayer,
I've
but
ever
man,
experienced
it's
in a
incredible.
game.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, just another crime against humanity that this game died with
fair.
this. But so we make our way doing these puzzles, creating our path, and make our way to the dish, and we get our module. We hear Richter actually as soon as we get the module. BT calls for help. Because Richter launched a bunch of anti-Titan squads to attack him while we were gone. So we hurry up, use the arc tool to create a shortcut all the way back, get all the way back there, launch into BT, clean up everybody. And then BT, he subscribes to the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And he's like trying to figure out how we're going to replace this old targeting module, and he goes, I know exactly how we're going to do it. I'm just going to throw you again. And so we get up there, he tosses us up there, we go to repair it, and as we are in the middle of the repair animation, BT he has a hypothesis, and he believes that if we do the repair, the dish will start to automatically realign. It was a little too late for that because we're already in the middle of the repair animation, but that does happen. We take a little tumble, and we call out to our old buddy BT, and he catches us. And then we give him a thumbs up, and BT then looks at his hand, looks back at us.
His return thumbs up was so funny.
And he gives us a thumbs up, and he tosses us back in, and we make our way back to the control room. And as soon as we get there, Richter launches his last strike and tries to take us out with him and his Titan squad. So this is where we do the Richter boss fight. He has, I think... he's like the beefier, like one of the like beefier fire titans, I think is what his deal is.
Vanguard, I think it is, isn't it?
No,
The second one.
Vanguard is the class that we do. There's the Legion that has like
Legion.
Flamers or something.
Legion,
But but I don't remember but the Legion has like the turret that we get later. I don't remember. Scorch maybe.
Scorch sounds right.
Scorch might be right.
Scorch sounds
yeah,
right.
those were a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I think that's what I can't remember. So we do that fight, and we kill him, and then we go right in, and we get back in there. We fire up the control or the signal dish and shoot out our message to old Sarah, and she hooks us up and lets us know that her and the rest of the team are headed down, and we fade to black. And then when we come back, Sarah is being informed of Lastimosa's death by BT, and she immediately tries to reassign BT when he finds out that we were just a rifleman that got tossed in here. And BT actually pumps the brakes and is like, no, I would like to keep him if we can, because our combat effectiveness is already over 90% now. And she kind of looks at BT and is like, you're lucky that I don't have any other choices right now. And then she gives a little passing dig at us and is like, high praise coming from the robot. And you're like, thanks,
right,
I
asshole,
guess.
I've done all this so far. It's fine.
Yeah. The whole reason you're down here, by the way, is all of my efforts,
Yeah.
but that's fine. We'll just,
It's okay.
we'll blast past that. Yeah. But she basically says that they found the Ark, and that she found where it is, and so we're going to start making our way to go through that. And we fade out, and then that is when we get brought to our next mission, Trial by Fire. And this mission opens up on the ship with Sarah giving us a speech about the plan about how we're going to take the Ark back before the ship leaves. The Draconis is what they're trying to fly it out on. And we drop into just an insane battlefield with multiple Titans already. And this is basically a full... Like, this mission is rather short from a story perspective, but from a gameplay perspective, it is some of the most fun in this game. Like, it is just...
I was saying dozens of Titans?
Yeah, it is basically a full multiplayer match that you are doing, but with bots,
even more so
with Titans.
Mostly
right?
Titans,
Yeah.
And so there's like multiple places out there on the battlefield, but the whole point is to make our way through this facility, and try to get to the Draconis before it takes off, so that we can remove the Ark on it. And through there, like I said, it's just massive Titan battles the whole way, and you're basically fighting every Titan that you fought up until this point, with all the different pilots giving you quips. Both on your team and off the team, right? Like everybody's just kind of being chirpy and going back and forth. And we make our way all the way up to the Draconis, where we hear it starts to where we hear that its engines start to power up, and it starts to take off right before we can get there. And actually, it zooms in on Sloane, and she's talking to Blisk, and she just basically says that she's on her way and she's going to leave the rest to Viper. And then Sarah calls in some ships for us so that we can chase down, and then we fade to black for the next mission. But before we get to the final two missions, pause here. After this battle, in these two missions this playthrough, how are you guys feeling?
Hey, Felix.
Yeah, I really liked it. So I feel like the people that built BT studied up on the way that Disney
Iron
handles
Giant?
their animated films. Yeah, man, like BT has no face. He has this eye, right, that glows blue in the front, and it moves and
Yeah.
it looks around and stuff, but it's just like a cylindrical screen. But like even with that, when he looked down at his hand and then gave the thumbs up, you could see this like face on it, right?
Yeah.
Like, am I doing this? Even though there's no animation in the face, like it was just so well done. So I really like what they've done with BT. I think that's been great. I didn't know until after the fact. I looked it up. Matt Mercer did it
Yep.
was before I hit credits, but it was like later on. So what happened was when we meet the woman, right, in this one, like what was her name?
Sarah Briggs, the commander.
Sarah Briggs. When we
Yeah.
meet her, she had a voice where I was like, I know that voice. I wonder if it's XYZ person. I went and I looked it up, and that's where I saw like, oh, Matt Mercer is like Jack, and
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, Sarah Briggs is also Jack, but Jack from Mass Effect. That's her. She
Yes.
does that voice.
My favorite.
But yeah, I think the voice acting is incredible. That was all good. There were some funny moments. I do find it interesting throughout this entire playthrough that you will get weapons and stuff that it's very platformy in this sense where you get weapons that will help you in specific puzzles and then you leave them behind and you never come
the
back to
arc
it, right? It's like
thing,
for that
yeah.
area. The arc
Yeah.
is one. We had one in the first part too, where like there was a puzzle mechanic that like we
The
never really came
time,
back to, and I don't hate it. The
The time
time is
one,
a
you
good
mean? Yeah.
example. Yeah,
time dilation.
I don't
Yeah.
hate it, but it is
The
interesting
time
that
one,
like
at
it
least,
doesn't. It's,
there is
the
a in-universe lore reason, which is
story
Oh,
those
sure, right. You don't
things.
have it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The arc thing you just drop. Yeah.
right, right. But yeah, they don't really build on it, which isn't again, it's not bad, but it's an interesting thing. By no, we have not made it to the part I was going to talk about. There are some good things that have come up here later
Yes.
because this ends with the robot battle. I thought that was very good. I think they
I
do a
love
really good
that
job at
level.
balancing your health and your damage and what you could do. But like going between the guns, I found for this one the plasma cannon that shoots like the really fast plasma beams
Oh,
Yeah.
really? That's what
is
you went
one of my
with?
favorites because
Okay.
because then it's the arc core, like the laser core, and when you launch it, it's so funny because your core just opens up and you shoot this laser out of it, and it hits. There's no stop. There's no length to this. It just hits the robot and whatever else is behind it, and you just like tear
It's my
through
favorite type.
things.
I always switch between that
Yeah.
one and the Ronin because I could never decide because the Ronin obviously you can turn like you dash invisible and you have a giant
Sure.
sword that you
Yeah.
use to cut people. But dude, that laser beam special in that I got so
It's
many
so
fucking
good.
kills out of that one.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It picked up where we left off with the last one. Like, remember the second half of the last playthrough was the strong part where you're like, oh, okay, like
Yeah.
where this is good.
Yeah.
We picked up and we've kept going from that point, and I don't think the game has let up at all in that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's been
it's
great.
been super good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my that mission. My favorite part about that mission is just how it does. I think capture really well like an assault,
Yeah.
like how you want an
Everyone in
assault to
Titans, all the
feel. You
pilots,
know,
everything coming in. Yeah.
yeah,
So I enjoy that a
Yeah.
lot. Obviously, I played it before. But this is starting to get into the territories where I'm starting to forget where I played it when it first came out. So I do remember this whole section of like the whole fastball special because obviously he throws the spike to you do the rail or whatever the zip wire up in the last one, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this now. He throws us. I don't want to say anything to Alex, but he throws us, which I know is cool. And he does it multiple times. So as soon as he did, like, it's the fastball special. It's fucking Hulk and Wolverine all over again. Like, I love this shit. Let's do it. So that was happening. That was great. The more the bombastic battle that you get was a lot nice. I stuck with more with the North Star because I enjoy the charge up like sniper shot because you can get like a couple of smaller Titans
Yeah.
within like 2 shots with that. So that was nice. And then the couple of tracking stuff you get with that, and then of course the Legion later on. But yeah, no, I love this this part. I love this section. I think my favorite parts are in part one. But later on in this last section, like what we'll talk about later on is also my favorite part. But like this is kind of more of you have your tools, you know what you're doing with it, have the fucking fun. When he throws you up in that section to get to the satellite dishes and you're doing like these jumps to get to different sections, you feel very powerful and you feel very good doing it, and you have all of your abilities at hand to take care of it. And I just had a lot of fun just doing all that. Not to mention, like, you find little sections to go up here and there, and you find little pilot helmets here and there when you go through. I don't know. I didn't. Alex, are you getting all the pilot helmets, or are you just getting what you find as you go along?
So in the satellite dish one, I got 7 out of 9, but
Nice.
I
Six. Yeah,
I found them as I went along, and like I got to the top of one dish and I saw one on the far area. It's like I'm not going back
Fuck.
to that.
Well,
So in the first playthrough, I was hunting for them. Yeah, in this one, I'm just like either I find them or there's maybe an area where I'll be like, I feel like I could just
Sure.
let me just check right over there. Like that would make sense.
do a really
That
good
kinda
job
stuff.
at like showing you it too from a distance because it's very bright blue light that kind of shines off of it compared and contrasting to everything else. So
Yeah.
if you see in the distance, you're like, I'm gonna get over there somewhere at some time, and then I'll go and find that helmet, which I liked a lot more because a lot of sections beforehand were a little more enclosed. Like the factory is a little more open, where you're going through different sections of the factory. So if you get too far, you're going to pass up certain helmets. But with this one, you can see a lot more of them in the distance, which is really nice. Not to mention the fact that since you still have that like arc gun or whatever, you can start activating other those robots for you, those droids or whatever,
Yeah.
to fight alongside with you, which I thought was really cool as well.
I liked the satellite dish one a lot. Like the part where you're jumping across to the platforms and stuff in the beginning to align it was fine, but I thought when you make it further and you're making it to the top of the beacon, I really like the scale and the scaling the beacon itself,
For
and like
sure.
sometimes you're
Yeah.
out on like the stairs on the outside going up, and sometimes you're like crawling through the ductwork of the machine itself, and I thought that was a really cool like outside inside vertical
Great little design.
area. So
Phenomenal design.
Cool. All right. Well, then let's finish this up and get to our final spots
sir.
here because these are the last two missions. So, the second to last mission here, we get into the Ark, and so we fade in, and we are on the side of the ship of one of the militia ships. We have a rocket launcher. BT's hanging out. And Briggs let us know that all the ships are to go full speed ahead and try to catch up to the Draconis. And as we start to blow past one of the IMC transports, the mist, like all of a sudden, we hear like radio chatter from some of the fighter jets that are on our side that are in front of us, being like, "Yo, we're getting hit by stuff. We're getting targeted. I'm getting things. I don't know. I can't see where anything's at." And we see that the enemy pilot Viper shows up flying around in his Titan, and he is just full rockets all the time, shooting everybody and knocking down some ships. And one of the explosions hit the side of the transport that we're on. It blows BT and us off to the side, and we were just in a free fall up until one of our little smaller transport ships come in and catch us as we're falling, and let us land up on there. And from there, Sarah then calls out and lets us know that the enemy battleship, the Malta, is protecting the Draconis and that we need to take it out if we have any hope of catching up. Then the pilot group, 6-4, they tell Sarah that they can definitely get us there. We're just going to need to catch a ride over to them. And so he actually says, to Preston's point, this is where the name... This is the mission where they call it the fastball special, where 6-4 literally just tells BT, "Hey, BT, I'm going to need a fastball special." BT's like, yeah, for sure. And no one is asking for Cooper's consent in any of this. They're just saying, "Hey, throw that man over here." So BT whips him up and tells us to trust him again. We can actually go here and go, "Hey, same as last time, right?" And if we press that button, BT actually goes, "Well, no, not exactly. It's actually gonna be way harder for me to stick your landing between two moving objects. But I've done the math. You're gonna get there." And then he says that right before he launches you over there. But we do make our way onto the plane. And they drop us off at the back of the Malta, and then we make our way to the front. We're making our way towards the front so that we can take the guns down on the side. And once those guns are disabled, the 6-4 join us, and we, as they're getting ready, all these plans are starting to come together of how we're going to take the bridge so that we can take over the ship. And the leader of 6-4 actually calls out to Sarah Briggs and says, "Hey, I need some help." So you see her, she's hanging out on the side of her Titan. She's like, "Yeah, what do you need?" And he goes, "Close the doors and make sure that ship doesn't move." And everybody that's on his team is like, no, he can't possibly mean. And then one person's like, "God, I love this job." It's like very Top Gun to me, this whole scene, right? Like very...
Yeah.
And so we run across the ship, jump over, run across a moving ship, and then throw ourselves over to the other side of the Malta. And from there, we continue to make our way towards the bridge. And this leads into another amazing scene where the bridge is full of bulletproof glass and we can't get in. And so 6-4 is like, "Oh, no, yeah, don't worry. We brought breach charges. We're getting in here." And so they lay in all the breach charges, and they're like, "Everybody line up your target to make sure you have one for the second the glass breaks." And you can see on the other side, the IMC troops are like panicking and like trying to get ready to like fight us because from their perspective, like a pilot is already essentially a super soldier compared to everybody else that's in this universe,
six
right?
of them in front of you.
So you got 6 motherfuckers that are sitting outside these windows just ready,
Show
right?
you what the squad can do.
Exactly. And so you breach the windows, kill all of them, and then take over. You hack the Malta with a knife, which I still think this game has the coolest hacking tool of any game, where you
do it
just
once or twice
stab it. And it's
in the
so
first part.
good.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
A little light comes
So
off the back, is like
Shows
orange
the
to blue,
loading.
and it
yeah,
like
and it's like you
it's
can watch it sort of
holographic.
auto hacking and
Yeah.
doing it stuff for you. Yeah,
It's very cool.
it's great.
A spike.
But yeah, so we hack the Malta and we get it to fly up behind the Draconis. And then the ship that picked us up earlier is like, hey, I got a package incoming. I'm tired of babysitting. And BT lands in front of us. And he just like super punches the window to get us out of there. And as soon as he picks us up, he's like, all right, cool. It's time to make it towards the Draconis. Let's go. We'll jump from the Malta and get in there. And right as we're getting ready to do that, Viper shows up with his goons, and we are here for the fight with Viper. And so this one is he has 3 Titans that are with him that they fight on the ground, and you're shooting them while Viper is in the back, basically jumping between cover and shooting different rockets at you.
Flying around and shit.
Yeah, and so you go through them, get Viper down, and afterwards we are getting ready to sort of try to like make our way to jump to the Draconis, but Viper comes out of nowhere and like tackles BT, and there's like a fight going in between them. We were already out of the cockpit because BT was going to throw us over there before he made his way over there. So fighting ensues. They're going back and forth, and as him and Viper actually ends up ripping off the left arm of BT in the middle of this fight. But while he's doing that, BT pries open the cockpit. We run over and shoot Viper in the head before he's able to do anything. Now, it is customary in this game, I don't know if anybody else did this, but after when Viper falls to the ground, you always, before you move on with the mission, walk over to his body and unload a full clip for damaging your boy.
I didn't do that, to be fair.
I did literally the same
Really?
thing.
Okay.
So, dude. So as soon as that happens and we kill him and he's fallen on the ground, I literally to myself went, fuck you in particular, walked over and just unloaded a clip, reloaded, and shot more. That's so funny that you just said that.
Yeah, so if you go look up playthroughs or anything like that, it's almost everybody does it. It's just like a known thing of just going over and being like, and you, sir, are going to get it worse than anybody else. For what
which is a great
BT.
design, which is a great game design because you know that's what they wanted, and the fact that people like naturally just do that is really good.
It's very funny.
That's funny.
But yeah, so with that, the ships have obviously started to descend here, and so we are able to bust into the back through the Draconis here, and BT is like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm missing my arm, but we can still knock this thing out. So as he's getting us over into there, we get up to the Ark's containment unit, and we try to steal it by pushing it out of its containment unit and into BT so that he's going to take it. But as we're trying to make it out before the ship crashes, BT says that he's not losing another pilot, and so it's no longer an option for us to sacrifice ourselves or anything like that. So he's going to protect us as the ship crashes. And we fade out when that happens. And that brings us to the final mission titled The Fold Weapon. So we wake up to BT being strung up, and now he is missing his legs in addition to missing his arm. And we are tossed off to the side, and we are listening to a conversation with Blisk and the IMC leader. The IMC leader is basically just telling Bliss that he's not going to get his money until the Ark is delivered into the Fold Weapon, and not a second sooner. And so they hang up, and Bliss just walks right over to BT and tells him to open up, and he refuses. So then he tries to tell us to do it, and you can choose 2 different options here, which is, so you say, he goes, tell this robot to open up, and then you can either say, BT, open up right when this pilot is dead, as in like with the whenever we kill Blisk. Yeah. Or you can say, what, do you want me to open up about his, you want me to tell him to open up about his feelings?
That's what I did.
That's what I chose.
Yeah,
I chose the one that says, I'll kill you.
You open
up when you die. Yeah. But this you get the same response from Bliss no matter what, which is don't be a hero and blah 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 blah. But when he tells BT that he is going to shoot us in the head, and BT's like, oh, I can't confirm if he's even still alive. I can't see anything. So he brings us closer, and then BT's like, oh, my systems are real damaged. I still can't see. And so he brings us closer even still, but then is like, I know that you have something working in there, so I'm not fucking doing this with you. Just open up and give me the core, or I'm going to kill Cooper on the count of 3. And as this is happening and he starts the countdown, we get an encrypted message from BT directly to our helmet that says, trust me. And from there, BT opens up and has the core there, and Blisk is like, see, was that so difficult now? And he sort of gestures Sloan to come and get it. And as soon as everybody's backs are turned, BT whips his arm forward to try and catch as many of the people as he can, shoots off a bunch of rockets, kills the 2 IMC soldiers that were there. Bliss gets out of there, and then we sort of pass back out. And as we pass out, we come back to Sloan having the Ark in her possession with her Titan, and then she destroys the chassis of BT, just putting the gun, directly in the cockpit, basically, and just letting it rip. And so from there, he tells us to come closer, and says that we need to take his core and take the weapons that are inside of there, and then we need to escape. And which is what we do. And this is where we get the best weapon of this entire playthrough, for the pilot at least, which is the Smart Pistol, which is just an instant auto headshot for every enemy that is in front of you. And it really showcases, I think, how at the end of this, they're sort of like giving you more so like a cheat code, basically, to play how the game is meant to be played, right?
Move
Which
and
is
shoot.
just running and gunning
Yeah.
all the time, right? And so we are making our way through this facility to try to escape. And about halfway through, we finally start to get some signal between us and the rest of the militia. And Sarah, basically, once she's able to get a hold of us, lets us know that she's going to have a new Vanguard Titan for us, but she's going to pull the core out of it so that we can put BT's core back in and we can be good to go. And we get BT back up and running, but in his new body. So he is in a new Legion Vanguard core. So we have a sick chain gun that we get to use that we can deploy a shield on. You can turn it into a shotgun. And it's
I stuck with this towards the end.
yeah,
for sure.
I did too. I always do. But then its core mode is that you just get, your gun doesn't overheat, you don't run out of ammo, and it will just never stop hitting. It basically is a partner to the Smart Pistol, right? Which is, as long as anything is in this square, you're going to hit it. Like, the bullets will just go there. And that is what we use to make our way through the entire fold weapon facility. So we are just mowing down anything that's in our way, getting all the way up, trying to get to the fold weapon. And once we get there, we come up on Blisk and Sloan, and they are delivering the Ark. They're actually putting it in the fold weapon, and the IMC tells them to leave, and that the money's been on, and they'll take it from there. So Blisk is like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm leaving. I don't care. And he basically tells Sloan, like, you can do whatever you want, and if you kill him, you can go ahead and keep the salvage. I want no part of it. I'm out. And Sloan was like, oh, I don't even want any. I'm killing this dude for free. Like, I'm good. And so then we get our final fight here, the final boss fight with Sloan. And she is using, I forget the name of the core now, but she's using the one that Alex described earlier, whose super is a giant chest laser that shoots out.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah. And so she has like she has 2 sets of 3 Titans with her, I believe. So as you fight through those, and then you are just fighting her along with those Titans up until you kill that second set, and then it's just her. But obviously, you go through, you do the same. If you go through, you will always have the if you go up while the Titan's about to detonate, you can use the melee to execute them, just like we did with Ash. That one was an automatic one, but these other ones you can still do that with too. But yeah, so we get our way after we kill her. We make our way to the arc weapon, and we try, or the fold weapon, trying to pull the arc out of it. And as soon as we go and pull the shielding away, the arc sort of like discharges a bunch of energy, and it short circuits everything with BT. He can't see anymore. We can't see. He can't move. He can't do anything. And as he's trying to bring his systems back online, the first one that comes back up is some of his basic sort of detection and stuff like that. And he lets us know that an enemy Titan is on its way. And that is where we see Blisk. And so he's standing in front of us. And he basically just says that he isn't going to kill us, but he's not going to stop us because that's not part of his contract anymore. But he's also not going to die. And so we can catch him on the flip side, more or less. And he slaps down a little logo from his Marauder Corps, which Preston accurately pointed out before we started recording. That is the same logo from one of the ones in Apex Legends.
It says Apex on that piece of paper. And they slap it on your screen.
It does
It
say
says
Apex on it.
I'm like, oh shit. I'm like,
Yep.
it's a bummer they never brought any of these Titan stuff, that cool shit into Apex, but it's whatever. It'd been cool to see what they meant by that, but it's fine.
I'll just take this moment before we finish up here, but I'll just take this moment. We all know how much love we have for the other co-host on this show, Jake, and enjoy him so much as the Dungeon Daddy and everything that he's done. But I know how much he loves Apex Legends. I do. I just want to be very clear here. If I was in a room, like the old Office bit, like if I was in the room with Titanfall 2, Apex Legends, and Hitler, I would shoot Apex Legends twice.
For killing Titanfall.
So that, yeah. So that I could get more Titanfall, because it is just...
It's a shame.
It's like...
It's a damn shame.
You know... Because at the time, right, like when this game first launched and it was, everybody was so excited about it, it was like, what is especially with what happens at the ending, right? Everybody was definitely thinking like, all right, is this going to be DLC? Is this Titanfall 3? What are we doing? All that stuff. And now this part of the ending hits so much more different, where it's just very bittersweet for me, where it's basically just like, that sticker might as well have said Titanfall's dead, and then he just fucking slaps it on.
I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm gonna kill this game franchise. I'm gonna put this paper right here. I'm gonna walk away.
Exactly,
all right, later.
dude. That's really how it comes off.
It does suck, because it felt so much like they were saying, like,
next thing,
come back to see what happens.
Store's
like,
there's more of it at the end,
game.
right?
So they had a third game ready. Well, this was the first part though, where they're like, we have a third game ready to go. Come get me next time. So
but yeah, so he leaves and pieces out, and then BT tells us that we're gonna need to control him manually to be able to get into this weapons assembly system. And he's like, I'm gonna be able. He's like, don't worry, I have a plan. We're all gonna make it out of here, but I gotta detonate my core in the middle of this thing to destabilize the weapon and get it out of here. And you can tell BT right before he launches both of you in there. You have to be like,
I'm not going anywhere, buddy.
I'm not going anywhere, buddy. It's you and me, and we'll figure this out. Either we both make it out, or we neither of us make it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm cool, right? And as you are already in the air and you're floating, and there's just nothing that you can do, you see Protocol 3 pop up on the screen, which is BT's third protocol, which is protect the pilot. And he automatically ejects us and throws us, but right before he does, he tells us to trust him one more time. And he throws us out, and he basically tells Sarah, he gives Sarah our location and says, hey, you need to bring in an evac right away. Yep, and throws us, and then he detonates. He starts to destabilize the weapon, and we have to make our way out. And so we are basically running through a planet that is in the middle of detonating.
So cool.
And so this part is fucking awesome. It's like similar. I put it on similar to the effect and cause thing, where you're just like, all of your stuff is popping up, like the ways that you need to go. You're just making your way there.
Yeah.
Sarah and Pilot Barker are yelling at you, being like, "You hurry the fuck up! Like everything's gonna die!" You know, blah blah blah. But we hit the rendezvous point, and as soon as we jump in the air, they come and pick us up. Sarah catches us. They pull us in. And she sort of says, we fly back out into the atmosphere, get out into the space, and we watch the planet detonate and explode. And then she basically just goes, "Hey, you and BT saved a lot of people today." And then we fade to black, and we get the final word from Cooper. And this is sort of it's zooming out on a window that has his helmet, the hacking tool, and the pistol. And it is him basically saying that he got word that he is going to get assigned to the new the new Marauder Corps, and he is going to get a new Titan after they wipe the neural link that he had with BT. But then Cooper goes, I don't know what it's going to be like to get my mind, like this neural link wiped, and he was like going to be attached to a new Titan. Like, I kind of really like the old one. And then he signs off like on his little mission log, and we get our final fade out to credits. And then right after the credits, we get a little stinger with his helmet, and it starts to light up and flash blue like it was connecting to something, like, maybe BT's reaching out to us from the something's happening, right?
We'll never know.
Who knows?
Unfortunately.
We will never know. Because unfortunately, this game is dead, and they are never, ever, ever going to do anything with it ever again, even though it is one of, if not the best FPSs of all time, and certainly up there with the best campaigns of all time as far as FPS are concerned. But yeah, so I'll save it here for my thing at the end, but boys, go on. Let's hear what you think.
Sure. I'll be real quick about it, Alex. This is a 5 out of 5 for me. It's been that way for the longest time, and just fucking reiterates it for me. This is probably the best first-person shooter campaign I have ever played in my entire life, and it's going to take a lot to get past it. It's not to mention, like, the traversal stuff, like the whole like bouncing off of walls and stuff is really cool. A lot of the weapons you get are pretty cool. The Titans shit is fucking incredible, and then like that last stinger where BT like protects you and saves you, dude, fucking, I knew it was happening. I still got choked up when that shit was happening. Like, fuck yeah. Fuck, god damn it, it's such a good fucking game. How dare they? How dare they let it die like this? Fuck you guys, don't slap that fucking Apex piece of paper in my face. Fuck you, that's like a spit in my face saying like, by the way, we knew this other game was going to happen, and it's supposed to kill this franchise as well. So enjoy yourself, fuck off, this is all you get. Made me so mad, made me so upset. And then I played a little bit of multiplayer. I'm like, hey, multiplayer servers are still up. It took me a couple minutes, but I got into a server, got my shit wrecked because there's killers in there. But I had a lot of fun. I got to drop some Titans in, got to have a little fun with that, and it was a great time. But yeah, it's a damn shame that this franchise, maybe we hold our breath a little bit. Maybe someone somewhere down the lines, maybe EA finally crumbles and dies in a glorious death, and that IP gets... Maybe one of these days. Preston will always hope. Preston will always have hope. But as of right now, fuck them for making this franchise die, because it is the best shooter that I've ever played in my entire life.
I mean, some of the things they've done to that studio too, I don't even know that they would want to make another
no.
one.
They need to go make a new company, new game, everything. Just bring some of that with you. But yeah, and it's also one last non-known voice actor in there. Yuri Lowenthal plays a named guy named Davis.
He does.
Yes, he is just one of like the extra like pilots that comes with you at the very end.
Yes,
yeah, Davis and somebody else with a D.
He's part of the 6-4 group. But
yeah,
Yuri Lowenthal is.
It's kind of looking. I was looking through names like okay, who do I know? I didn't really notice many, but Matt Mercer. And then I saw Yuri Lowenthal. I'm like, yeah, Yuri just pops up into shit, man. Yuri is a worker. That's his career.
Everybody forgets this, and but he used to be the king of no-name side characters up until he got the Spider-Man gig. But if you look at his credits before that, it is always like random dude on the street,
And
number
Persona.
3. Like, it is
He has like one or two Persona
crazy.
characters that are pretty big.
Yes.
Other than that, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but then like Spider-Man and to be the Persona ones too. But like he'll have these random hits that just like
Dude needs a check.
are the most important character anything. But like otherwise, like he's like, hey, you want me to be a random dude on the street? I got
I'll play Soldier
you.
number 5. I don't fucking care. It's a check, bro.
I mean, dude, he's one of the random soldiers in Helldivers, right?
Yeah.
Like I always remember
do
the
it.
sweet liberty, like that whole like I just yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I really liked it as well. And there's some set pieces in here. So I love the mission where you were jumping from ship to ship,
Yeah.
right, while everything was flying,
Yep.
and the flying Titan was incredible. But like, what I loved even more about it is as you're running through, you're in this like jungly area. It's very pretty, bright blue skies and like green and like waterfalls. But when you look over the horizon, you see that one planet is here and another planet has half crashed into it and is like broken and like fading off into space, but not like fast animated, like just how it would look if it happened. And it's just like right there, which is really cool and kind of ties into the end of this because we know they were doing like tests on this weapon or what have you, but like it kind of ties into that because same thing happens to this planet when it breaks up. Like you kind
Yeah.
of see that there. But that was like gorgeous. So I loved running through and jumping and being thrown between these ships with that like background and skybox going on beside you. But the endings were great. Like from the part where BT is destroyed and like it's just his torso and one arm because the other arm is ripped off and he's hanging and he gives up the arc and then we have to chase down the last two characters and finish them and the audacity of Blitz to be like, no, you didn't pay me to kill him, you paid me to get this and I'm not getting this, so like I'm out, and just be like, come find me later, like pissed me off so much because like I want to come find you, like
No, it's not happening.
fuck you for causing all this damage and trauma and then just like being like, oh, I mean, it meant nothing to me. Like it was a
It's just a
paycheck.
paycheck, bro.
And,
It's
like,
a mercenary group,
I'm
bro.
out.
That's what they do. They
I'm
go there for the
out.
money. If the money's
Dude,
not there, they're out.
I know, but it was wild.
Yeah, it's wild.
So I loved all that, and then of course the ending was really good, it actually kind of got me because like or surprised me because when BT's like I have a plan and so on, because we BT had been destroyed, quote unquote. We took his like core and re-uploaded it. I didn't think they would try and pull that again. So when it's like, "Hey, I'm here with you to the end" and all that, I was like, "Oh, okay, like sweet, like let's do this and end this as heroes. Put our foot on the rock, plant the flag, and be like, yeah, we did
Yeah,
it."
yeah.
So to then still have that ending where BT gets destroyed, he saves you and throws you out was just like super well done and pulled off in a very good way.
Yes.
The only thing that kind of got me about this game were the credits because like you can't skip them, and like I don't know why you'd want to skip the beginning of them, but they do it like an action movie or like a TV
They
show
give you something
where
to
like
watch while you're
all
doing
the
it.
pilots are like
Slowly
posed in
walking.
front of their.
I know. It's like
Their credits,
yeah, like all the
Titans
different
behind-
characters and stuff. Yeah.
It's good. I love it.
It
It's
was
great.
kind of funny. Yeah, it was great. I mean, like for FPS, like I would give it a 5 out of 5 too. Like I don't know that I've played a more compelling story in an action shooter like
man.
that. And like
It's tight.
I would even say, we played Bioshock, and I know my feelings on Bioshock, but like I've never played a more compelling war sim shooter, right? Like it's not really
Sure.
sim, but like a war
Yeah.
shooter. Like Call of Duty has never hit for me in all of the Call of Duties I've played, right? And once they moved away from World War II, like the original stories got a bit rough. Like Battlefield, I never cared about. You have your
Bad Company
bad
2
companies,
is
you
like
have
the
all
only one I
these
really
other
liked
games.
outside of that. Yeah.
I remember like
Yeah,
I was
Bad
like
Company was
Battlefront.
good.
It was like I played this game, so I was like, okay, right? Like
Same.
because you're not there for that.
Yeah.
And like to give this one an actual compelling story was
Brilliant.
really well done.
Great.
So yeah, I thought it was great. I think I'd probably also give it 5 out of 5 on that.
Yeah, yeah. Mine is also a 5 out of 5. I think that this game is so like from right when it has such a nice little slow build of you getting into it, and then right on the second mission, like right when it starts to pick up in that factory, it is literally it feels like the pedal is down the entire
Second
time
half.
from there.
Yep, yep.
Like you don't have a single
Yeah.
down moment. It is just like go 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 go. Alex, to your point, that mission, that second to last mission, where you're making your way to the Draconis and you're on those ships and everything, the entire environment design in that area is so good. Like they just there's no reason for it to look that good, especially in a mission where half of the environment is just blowing by you
Yeah.
24/7, right? But it just looks amazing. It's there's so much love and care and everything that goes into this game, and then not to mention just how cool everything is. Like everything about the Titans design and how they work, and how when you're in, like I said, like that mission when you're in the war zone part of it, like the third to last mission, like you really feel like you are part of like an invading force. Like you are running at this wall that's like lined with turrets, and you're doing it with 10 other Titans, and you guys are just fighting and like doing shit. It's
Yeah.
so fun and cool. It makes me I mean every second that I go on gushing about this game also makes me more mad that it's dead, and
Yep.
it's never gonna happen.
Very unfortunate.
I will say that I know I can speak for Preston on this part, where we're both very happy that you gave this a 5 out of 5, Alex, because we were prepared to let you know, because we know how you feel about robots.
Yeah.
But we were prepared to let you know that if you didn't like this, that we were just going to chalk it up to you having horrific taste, and there was no saving you.
But you can like a mech game, so it's nice to know.
Yeah, but it's
can't
nice
like a
to
mech
know
game.
that
You
you...
like
I
mechs.
appreciate that you talked about it offline just to
Yeah.
make sure,
Just wanna make
right?
sure.
And
Yeah.
just be aligned on that.
Yeah.
So, that's funny. No, it was great. It was really compelling. It was really well done, and I think a lot of that too is led by a great audio cast. And I
Oh,
think the
sure.
voice acting was fantastic, and everything too. So
Writing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
great.
and like we were saying, like it like the other piece of it too that I think does have a lot to do with is just that every single part of the game just feels well put together,
Yep.
right? Like the
It's very
art,
tight.
the music,
Yes.
the design, like
There's
every
no
like
filler.
there's no part that you feel is slipping on anything. Like every level just feels very purposeful and is doing all these things. And I felt the same way about all the multiplayer maps and everything like that too. All of those were all super fun to play on, and all the different modes and everything that you could do was also super fun too. So it just, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. It was the complete package, and
Best of the best.
Yep. So, but that was Titanfall
Yeah.
2, man. We did it. We got Alex to like robots.
did it!
Everybody.
Yeah, I was like a mech
Mission
game. I was like a mech
accomplished.
game. Yay.
It was a good. I had fun with it too. It was
good.
good.
Best.
All right. Well, I guess that brings it to me for what's coming next. So I don't think it's any surprise. We talked about this. I have been tossing around other games because we've been in the string of like FPSs.
Oh, yeah.
But it is
Sorry.
it is what it is. What I think was gonna happen with mine. So we're gonna go ahead and play Bioshock 2. We're gonna go ahead and move on to Bioshock 2. Because the one and two, I think there's a lot of interesting stuff that happened behind the scenes. Some people think the second game, years later now, has become like more popular than the first game, which is
Some people,
interesting, right? And so
one of them is on this podcast right now.
yeah, and
Me
it's
too.
it's a really highly rated game in general. But it's very similar in feel, aesthetic, and everything to the first one. So I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do Bioshock 2. For you listeners out there, I don't know that we're gonna do the whole series consecutively. We might put some distance between 2 and Infinite
Okay.
for reasons.
Sure.
Mostly
Just
because I have to
separate
like hype myself up, I guess, to play Infinite again. I don't know. We'll see.
Just
But
separate, it's fine.
we're
If
gonna
it
do
helps
2.
at all, my next, I already know what my next things are going to be, and they will not be shooters. So
Okay.
So it might,
My next
yeah,
thing's not
we
shooter
might
either.
be a little bit away from shooters. By the time we get there, we'll go straight into it. But we're gonna go ahead and do 2. So, this one is about the same time to beat, between 9.5 and 12 hours, depending on like what you want to do. Right? There are fewer levels, which is gonna make this one challenging. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the first one. We're gonna do 3 levels. So we are gonna finish Ryan Amusements. We're going to stop at Pauper's Den. There is no back and forth traversal in this game. When you finish a place, you're never coming back to it. So
Yep.
it'll be easier and more straightforward as far as like the level breakdowns. We won't have these weird like jut offs to different places. It'll just be like that's the level. But we'll judge the rest of the playthrough on this, whether it's going to be a 3-parter or a 4-parter.
Okay.
I know we also have a lot of stuff going on. We collectively have a wedding
Sure.
coming up
Yeah.
and other stuff. So,
Keep an eye
first
out.
3 levels, you finish Ryan Amusements, you stop at Popper's Den. I assume this will be pretty average because the first level is always an easy tutorial one.
Sure.
So that's
Yep.
where we're at. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
We'll be back next time. As always, everybody, I plug Preston Star Wars Sundays. Don't forget about that. And then we have a new book club for you. We have a new episode, our general episode for you. We have all that good stuff, our weekly prologue. I know, Preston, you're waiting for me to say the words weekly prologue. So I can see in your face, like, are you going to remember the name of it? I will, if you give me a moment, Preston.
I gave you the
I
moment.
will remember.
You got it. Good job.
But thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Let us know if you've played Titanfall 2 and what you thought. And we'll see you next time. With that, Preston, you know what to do.
Hit it. Thank you for listening to another episode of The Testing Room. To catch up on past episodes or to check out the newest ones when they drop, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcast. If watching is more your thing, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@thetestingroom, or watch us live on twitch.tv/testingroomlive. To leave comments or ask questions, you can follow us on Instagram @testingroompod, leave a comment on YouTube, or send them in to testingroompod@gmail.com. See you next time.